Right, it is episode 1 of Wedding Help NI, the podcast. It's all about weddings. It's all about Wedding Help NI, of course, the online platform. And at episode 1, as I said, I'm going to repeat myself. This is funny. This is my first time doing a podcast, so it is all strange. But
my first time too.
And my first guest is Yasmine from Dream Dogs in Ballymena. How's it going, Yasmine?
Good. Nervous.
So you're nervous. Do you know what? I'm nervous too, so don't be panicking.
Good.
That's all good. We don't have a clue what we're doing.
No.
But sure, it's all a bit of fun, isn't
exactly.
it?
Aye.
Isn't it? Right. So tell us, Dream Dogs, how did you get started? Or even before that, what were you doing? And then how did you move over then to Dream Dogs or getting started?
Doing everything, basically. I couldn't have picked more jobs to work at. So I was in retail, I was in bars, cafes, just sort of put my hand to everything. And then started walking dogs for my neighbours for free and looking after their dogs when they went away on holidays. And then basically they didn't need me anymore and I was gutted. So I was sitting having a glass of wine with my auntie one night and we just said, should I just start it as a business, basically? And that was it. And I just said, I'll just try it and see how it goes. And that was 5 years ago. So I started doing it part-time and then I was working in the bars and stuff on the side and then it started really taking off. So I kind of quit all my other jobs or they just dropped away and then I went full-time at it. So basically it was just
So you had all jobs. So retail and bars and
retail, I worked in bars, I worked in the front page and then I worked...
I know the front page, So
I loved that because I think all the jobs really got me familiar with working with public and sort of I getting myself out there and being a bit confident or whatever to do these things.
It's always different too whenever you start your own thing. I know for me, you become so passionate about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it becomes your sort of project as such.
Nearly now at this stage I don't know who I would be without it. It's so much of my life now. But basically just post it on Ballymena buy and sell of walking dogs, tenner, £8 or something. If anyone needs me. And at that time there was only one other dog walker, but she was sort of doing her regulars and she wasn't really advertising. So once I started posting like mad, then everyone was like, oh, I need that. I need my dog walk. They didn't know they needed it really. And then so I think because there was a niche and there was a time when there wasn't many doing it, that I just came in at a perfect time.
But it's become popular. The wife's sister has a dog, and she always gets the dog walked, and then the dog walker sends these sort of videos and stuff.
The updates and all.
All these updates.
Yes.
And, funny. She's we were sitting one night and she had seen the video and I thought, what is going on here? What's this about? But it's become so popular.
Definitely. There is definitely over 10 dog walkers now in Ballymena. It's just picked up. Even just outside Ballymena, it's just so busy now. But it's great, because everyone has dogs and everyone needs. They don't think they need it, but then they realise, I'm going out this night, or I'm having my family wedding, and there's no one to look after the wedding, the furry wedding, because everyone's at the wedding, or they're going out Christmas shopping and they think, what am I going to do with a dog for 8 hours? So then they're like, I'll get a dog walker. But maybe beforehand they'd have just thought, I'm sure, get someone else to walk it or whatever. But now it's more of a popular thing. So it's good for me anyway.
How did it lead to going to weddings then? How did you even think? Because you know what, it's really on even me being at weddings, I've only really recently seen that, it's become it's become like a big thing, so it is, it's mad.
It was about 3 years ago I started doing the weddings. I think just a regular of mine had asked me to come to their wedding, and then I just loved it. I just thought it was as everyone's so happy to see the dog, it's just such a happy day. And I'm even happy going to work on the wedding days. I'm always happy to go to work, but wedding days are just a wee bit more special.
I think even, but see, for video and for photos and stuff, if you have a videographer there and a photo, it's funny, I seen something, I'm not sure if it was yours, on the Wedding Help platform. I think I seen it on Instagram, and it was somebody, it was then the bride and groom, and it was a surprise for the groom. Was that yours, or was
no, that wasn't mine, but there's been a few of those. That's becoming more popular as well. But
has that class for video?
I've actually had a few requests of people being like, I'm going to surprise the family, the the bride and the groom, it's maybe say the brother or something that's like, oh, I'm going to surprise my brother and sister-in-law or whatever with the dog coming. It's more popular now, but that is just like a new thing, this surprising thing. I don't know if it's came from maybe Instagram or TikTok or something.
But it's so nice. Like, and do you know what? I suppose as well, like no matter what you say, video and photography, a lot of it is staged. Do you know what I mean? Like on your wedding day, a lot of that sort of staged to get the right part of videos or get the right photography. You know, you're staging part of it. But whenever you get them surprise moments, you know, they really do. They're nice. Do you know what I mean?
And even when it's not a surprise, the bride and groom are just so happy to see the dog. Like everyone is so happy that the dog's there. You know, family, friends, and all. And the dog is just the centre of attention for the whole time.
I think a lot more venues have become more welcoming towards that as well, because I'm sure there was a time like venues were like
wouldn't even see it. A lot of people won't even book their venue if it's not dog friendly. Even if they haven't say got a wedding chaperone booked, they'll still say, oh, I'm considering having my dog there, I want to make sure the venue's friendly before anything. But then a lot of places might do, even if they're not dog friendly inside, they'll maybe do the pictures outside on the grounds. So the dogs are allowed outside the venue, they're just not allowed inside. And then the bride and groom will get the dog there for pictures outside, which isn't too bad. But it's always nice to see them walk down the aisle as well, like in and out of the venue. It's good.
Obviously, you've pet yourself then, do you?
I have a dog and 2 cats and a hamster as well.
You're flat out then, it's all cool, it's all cool.
I have a few animals, but that even started from, I was looking after dogs and then I was having to give them back to the owner, and that was depressing me a wee bit because I didn't have any pets at home, and I was like, I want my own wee dog. So then I brought Autumn in. She's like a husky cross with collie.
Right.
And she's been really good because she gets on with all the dogs. So she comes, the dogs will stay in our house or we'll go and stay in the dog's house. And she comes and she's up with like the clients' dogs and cats and all the rest of it. Like she's been great. So she has too. But I got really lucky with her because obviously if I brought a dog into this business and it didn't get on with other dogs,
I know it could
I'd have been snookered. So she's just been great. Like dogs can come up and lie on her bed and she doesn't care. Like she does not care. She's so good. So that's been nice.
For weddings, what sort of weddings? How does the day start? You know, because like I know if I'm at a wedding, like I'm not really there maybe after the meal or before the meal doing my part of the show. You never see all our fenders. Like you know, there's a certain amount of fenders. I think that you know, like even Peter's our producer here today. He's producing everything. So I would see Peter at weddings because Peter plays in bands and stuff. You might see a photographer, you might see a videographer, but I might not see you at all because it could be the part of the day. So where does your day start at a wedding, and how does it go?
Everyone's different. Some people want the dog walked in the morning, so you know when the bride's getting ready and getting the hair and makeup done, they don't want the dog running about in the way of things. So you'll pick the dog up in the morning first thing, take it a walk, maybe take it to a coffee shop and like kind of wait about. So there's so many different options because the dogs can be there before the ceremony starts and they'll walk down the aisle and then they'll get their pictures. Some people just want the dog there for pictures, so really you'll pick them up. Depends if they want them taken away for a few hours, you'll pick them up in the morning, or you can just pick them up literally half an hour before the pictures, get to your venue, get the pictures done, and then the dogs go straight back home, or they'll come to mine for an overnight, or I'll stay at theirs for an overnight. Like there's so many options, but usually I'm there right after the ceremony, so I only see the photographer and the videographer. I don't really see anyone unless they have you there for the full day.
But you're happy to tailor
to everyone. That is quite hard to find a package for dogs because as well, even so many options.
Touching back on venues, all the venues are like, you know, like I was in the Beach Hill last Saturday doing a wedding, and the Beach Hill must, you know, let the dogs and stuff stay. I don't think every venue would be able to do that.
The Rabbit does that, and that one there, and then
there's probably loads too. Like so, if we're not mentioning any,
does it as well. There's a good few.
But there might be some that might say, no, you know, you can bring the dog along, but you know, it has to, you know,
like even there's some you might just. They might say, your dog can come in to walk down the aisle, but it has to go straight back out. Whereas there's other ones, the dog can walk down the aisle and then we can maybe sit at the back with the dog or something. It just varies so much.
So really, if you're chatting to a bride, you're probably finding out
trying to get as much information
and then
as
try
possible.
And tailor it.
I nearly need every single detail of what they want of the dog. So it's like I have packages, but it's hard to get a package that, because everyone just wants something so different, you know, and they might even want the wedding done, then you go back to the house for 6 hours and then I leave, and then the parents come in, look after the dog, or they might want the dog at the venue, back for an hour, feed the dog, then I leave. Like it just, or they want me there overnight. It just varies so much.
Good question. It's called Dream Dogs. That's right, isn't it? Dream Dogs. Have you ever had any nightmare of dogs whenever you're whenever you're doing this? Is anything just went completely wrong and you're like, oh no, what's going on?
Not in terms of the wedding side of things. Not really. I wouldn't ever say they're nightmare dogs, but you'll maybe get nervous dogs, but that's to be expected in weddings.
That wedding I done the other week in the beach hill, you know, it was came the first dance and they're all, where's the groom? He's putting the dog to bed. I was like, what's going on? Like, and I was all, what's going on? But then whenever I seen that video on the wedding help page, I was like, do you know what? That's really good. Like, you can see it.
The value
really does,
in it.
The value in it.
Well, then pictures last a lifetime. And then I've done a wedding with a wee bulldog type, and about 5 months after the wedding was done, the dog actually suddenly passed away. And they got back and said how thankful they were that the dog was there, because now they have that. It was just the timing of it. The dog was able to get to the wedding and all. Is mad, but then it just passed sort of overnight. But they have those pictures now for a lifetime, you know, of their special day and their wee dogs there. And it's just like things like that. Just there's no price on that, you know. It's you have them forever. Of
course, they'll last forever.
And then you maybe have like the grannies and the grandads there, and they're with the dogs, and it's just me memories. It's great. I love it.
That's good. And where can people find out about your business? So Dream Dogs, are they on social media? Or
so Instagram, Facebook. We have a website, TikTok as well. Trying to get into TikTok, but it's hard work.
I suppose on the day as well, even stuff, you know, with Instagram and all, you'll be able to catch wee parts, you know, to a certain degree. Like,
you nearly need like a GoPro or something to catch it, because it's like your hands are just, especially with a dog, and you just can't. But you'll get like nice wee videos, and then I like to make reels, you know, the way content creation's a thing now. So I like to get reels from like the dog's point of view. Then they have the dog coming in and seeing the tail wagging and all, seeing the bride and groom, and I just love doing the wee videos after it and looking back on it. Then I'm like nearly crying looking at it. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. So it's good.
And what do you think of the Wedding Help NI community, the Facebook page,
it's been brilliant.
And the website? It's really helped you?
It's been really good. Like the social media side of things, being able to tag and have you join on, and then it's on your page. But also, I've just had a lot more emails, and I'll say maybe when I'm chatting to them, where'd you hear about me? And they'll say, Wedding Help NI, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I
think it's good as well, just that community sort of aspect, the whole.
Well, it's really new for me, but I missed out on the awards, so I'm raging about that. But I just
there you go. You're going to be the newcomer next year.
I know, we can't wait. But I think nearly everyone's on it now. Like, and I see someone, they're like, Wedding Help, and I'm like, oh yes. I actually had spoke to a girl that done the flowers at a wedding, and it was her that had mentioned to me, oh, Wedding Help's the best thing ever. She said, you get your free stall at the start of it, and then after that, and I was like, oh, that's great. And then within a couple of weeks, I had signed up after that. So it's just sort of hearing from other vendors, I think, that how good it is.
I suppose I didn't ask as well. Do you cover all of NI, or what's your routine? So you'll go anywhere like as such?
I'm well travelled now. See, because when I started, it was just Ballymena, and I didn't drive, and my dad was driving me about everywhere the career, and he'd have had to wait at like an hour for he'd have went and done his thing, came back in an hour and picked me up, and like I don't know how we managed it, but we did it anyway. And now
Dad's just been a hero. So
honestly, I couldn't have started off without him, because he because I didn't drive, and he was just like, that's grand, I'll just take you about. I was like,
you have loads of commission now from all your bookings and stuff.
I know, I have to sort of pay him back down the line, but so then I started driving, and I'm now able to go wherever I want, really, which is great. Like Enniskillen was the farthest I've been so far, but just all over the shop. And I love the travelling side of things, like getting out of sort of Ballymena.
I always think it's good to see places like you've never seen.
I love it. And a new venue, when someone says, this venue, and I've never been, I just get so excited.
Have you had any favourites so far then of venues?
Favourite venues?
I should
say now.
Do you know what I should say as well? I didn't say at the start. We're recording this from the beach lawns here in Belfast. So because I just sort of
been here before.
Do you know what? Such a busy venue too for weddings.
It's lovely.
That's always one of my favourites.
I don't know if I have a favourite now. I don't think I do. I'll just say I don't, just in case.
You're lucky enough. I always find Ballymena is like the wedding capital of NI.
Literally, because you have the Galgorm, the Will Tower, and Laymore to Loads of places.
Galgorm.
That's sort of where I would have started out. Doing them first.
And do you know what? There's always so many weddings around that area.
Definitely, and then they'll want, because I live in Galgorm too, then they can drop the dog off to me in the morning, or I can pick it up or whatever. But I kind of go outside a bit more now, Belfast and stuff, which is good, because Ballymena, you kind of get sick looking at it. I'm like, I want to go somewhere else. But
there we go. We've offended everybody in Ballymena. We love Ballymena, so we do. Everybody loves Ballymena.
And it's nice as well when it is closer to home, because you don't have to travel. But at the same time, I do like going a bit further afield just to something exciting. It's good. Then I can try the new coffee shops around it and all that, and take the dogs. Like dog friendly coffee shops is a big thing now. So I'll type in maybe the night before dog friendly coffee shops in Lisburn or Bangor or whatever, and then I'll go there with the dog, or before or after the wedding. It's nice. You can try loads of different places.
Perfect. Tell us what's your tags on like Instagram? How can people find you?
Just Dream Dogs NI on everything.
Dream Dogs NI and everything. Yeah. Have you any websites or anything got or?
Yes, www.dreamdogsni.com.
Perfect.
Easy find. You'll not be looking for me anyway.
So what advice would you give to brides or grooms or couples that are thinking of sort of booking your service?
Yeah. Get in good timing. I would say it's the best thing, because there's been a few dates recently that I've had to turn away from already having a wedding in, or maybe I'm dog sitting that day and can't leave the dog for how long they want me left for. So I think getting in advance, I've started booking for 2026 now already, which is good, because before you know it, the dates are gone. Because I'm not just a wedding chaperone, I do the dog walking and dog sitting as well. Like, my availability can be quite limited. So if I have them in, I can book all that other stuff out in advance. And just making sure you have the dog's costume if you want that. Think about that, because some people don't want costumes, or they might leave it too late.
Are you getting like dogs and tuxes and stuff?
Yeah, well, you can get, not from me, I don't sell them. I probably should sell them, but
you should. What's an add-on business?
But too much to think about. I don't even think about that side of things. But you can get them on Etsy or Amazon, but you get like the bow ties, or you can do the bandanas, or you can do harnesses, matching harnesses, leads, collars. There's so many ways you can go.
And I'm sure the dogs are just delighted with that,
well, if they don't actually mind it. I've never had any complaint to me now, but they maybe say it behind my back. But no, they don't. They never seem to care. You'd think it does annoy them, but they never seem to really care. I think you can even get dresses as well, but it's different if they have a dress on, they're maybe tripping over it or something, but it still looks cute. So for the sake of a few hours, it's grand. But you can do dresses as well on like the female dogs and all. It's just having that first, because I think sometimes they don't think about that, and then they just have the regular lead and collar, and then they're like, oh, that didn't look great for the pictures or whatever. So having that sort of, maybe if you wanted to do a trial with them up and down the aisle, or work
I suppose that's a big thing too, doing that. Is that like bringing the rings up or something, or is that like a massive thing?
Like, you can practice for that, and it just might not
go completely wrong,
because it's dogs, like, they're not predictable, but you think about that as well, because I think sometimes people maybe don't think about it enough, and they think the dog's just going to run down. I like the collars are good. You can get these wee boxes that clip onto the collars with the rings in them, but then the problem with that is when you're all up to high-do and you're panicking, like, you can't get the bloody thing off, and that everyone's watching you. So it's like thinking about that. Or some people have rings in a teddy bear, and then they want the dog to take the teddy bear and run it down the aisle, but then the dog won't take the teddy bear, so I end up running down the aisle.
The dog's happy enough just doing his own thing
walking
with the
like
teddy bear.
About, but maybe just working on recall or something, because I think the best way to do it is have the dog at the top of the aisle and the parents are down the the parents, the owners are down the bottom of the aisle, and then they just shout the dog, and the dog comes down, whatever way it works out, with the collar or whatever, but you just have to allow time for taking that.
See, as well, you're doing like a clicking thing, so you're actually getting under a thing there where you're clicking as well.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, in my head, so when they walk down themselves, it's good, or I can walk them down, but it's thinking about all those things, because they'll just say, I want my dog down the aisle, but they're maybe not thinking how I want the dog down. Do they want me to bring it down, or the best man to bring it down? Do they want me in the room or not in the room? Sometimes I end up getting trapped in the room because they're just like
and the logistics lots of dogs treats in the day.
I have the squeaky toys and the dog treats and the bags and the lint roller and all. You have to kit everything out. But the squeaky toy works, or the treats. So just thinking about that as well, like, would your dog sit for pictures or not? But usually they've all been great. That's what I say. Like, I've never had any real issues, so it's good. But usually I'm the one ending up having to walk down the aisle with the rings, because the dog won't take the teddy bear or whatever it is that they've planned. So just knowing that it might not work out the way you have it in your head,
Perfect. So we've got your website, we've got all your information. Is there anything else that you want to get out there for couples, or anything else, any other advice, or?
No, not really.
No, you're all good.
No, all good. Just get booked in and good timing, and that's it.
So booking loads of time, and that is Yasmine from Dream Dogs NI. You'll get all that on social media. Yeah. Thank you so much, Yasmine. It's been great. The first episode. You've been our first guest.
I know.
Well
hopefully
done.
I've done all right. Did you as well?
Thank you so much.
No
Big hand
bother.
for Yasmine.
There we are. Thanks.